Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Cutter One. I am your host, Jay, just Jay, resident maker of trouble and culture warrior. Anyway, just wanted to touch base with you guys and share this article I found today, which is kind of interesting. It's almost as if they're guilty of doing what they accuse the fans of doing. Let's check this out. This comes to us from Bounding Into Comics. Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company accused of using bots to defend shit Star Wars shows. Uh-oh. This is came up from today. It's by John F. Trent. It says Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company are being accused of using bots to defend the latest Star Wars series, Tales of the Jedi. Following the release of the first episode, Disney Star Wars critic Script Trooper shared his reaction, writing on Twitter, quote, "Just finished episode 1 of Tales of the Jedi. Thank you, Dave Jabroni, for yet another lore-breaking, nonsensical pile of manure," unquote. And there's the actual tweet that he put out. All right. And then, in response to these criticisms, at least 4 accounts replied with the same exact message. Obello 84 60 67 67 wrote, quote, "If you want to criticize TOTJ for contradicting lore, there are plenty of examples to choose from. It's beyond me that you picked an episode that doesn't adhere to that criticism. Something something hating just to hate something something." And there's that response. But then another account wrote, quote, "If you want to criticize TOTJ for contradicting lore, there are plenty of examples to choose from. It's beyond me that you picked an episode that doesn't adhere to that criticism. Something, something, hating just to hate something, something." Okay, and that was Sacred Cow. Then we have still another wrote, quote, "If you want to criticize TOTJ for contradicting lore, there are plenty of examples." Basically the exact same thing, something, something, hating just to hate something, something. And that was Spider Mike 12. Okay, but wait, there was more. Sheev Talks wrote, basically the same thing, blah, 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 blah. "It's beyond me that you picked an episode that doesn't adhere to that criticism. Something, something, hating just to hate something, something," end quote. Script Trooper would highlight 2 of the replies. "Team-ups are cute," he put in his tweet. Interesting. YouTuber and Disney Star Wars critic Kenobi Stig replied to Script Trooper, accusing Lucasfilm and Disney of using bots to defend the show. He wrote, quote, "Disney using bots to defend their shit shows on Twitter. Busted," unquote. Interestingly, former Disney CEO Bob Iger recently admitted that he believed a significant portion of Twitter's user base was not real and is indeed made up of bots when Disney was looking to acquire Twitter. During an interview at the 2022 Code Conference, Iger stated, quote, "Interestingly enough, because I read the news these days about it, we did look very carefully at all the Twitter users. I guess they're called users. And we, at that point, estimated, with some of Twitter's help, that a substantial portion, not a majority, were not real. When asked how many, he replied, 'I don't remember the number, but we discounted the value heavily.'" It's also not far-fetched to believe that Disney would be employing these bots to protect their brands and try to influence people to watch their shows, buy their products, and more. In August, Emily Sayegh, the CEO of Nitrity, wrote in Forbes, quote, "Bots are making people a lot of money, a lot of power, and a lot of influence. The perception of influence is very powerful. Influence of fake accounts and fake campaigns can make a man president or keep another from reaching that office. They can ruin reputations of people, groups, companies, and spread lies. These influences can hype up or hype down crypto markets. They created, or at the very least influenced, the phenomenon of meme stocks. Fortunes can be made or lost on the power of bots," unquote. He goes on to note, quote, "Even worse, and somewhat amazingly, you can buy all of this bot influence for the right price. Oh yes, bot campaigns can be self-built with the right investment, or you can find all the pieces in the seedy underground of the web," unquote. The idea that Disney, one of the most powerful corporations on the planet that owns ABC News, ESPN, and others, isn't engaging in bot campaigns is hard to believe, especially given the company has made it clear they are completely immoral and indeed are in the business of grooming people. Disney CEO Bob Chapek made that goal abundantly clear back in February when he sent out a company-wide email explaining why the company wasn't openly fighting against a Florida bill that prevented public school teachers and administrators from instructing kindergartners through third grade on gender identity and sexual orientation. He told Disney employees, quote, "I do not want anyone to mistake a lack of statement for a lack of support. We all share the same goal of a more tolerant, respectful world. Where we may differ is in the tactics to get there," unquote. Chapek continued. And because this struggle is much bigger than any one bill in any one state, I believe the best way for our company to bring about lasting change is through the inspiring content we produce, the welcoming culture we create, and the diverse community organizations we support. There's a reason content is at the top of this list, he stated. For nearly a century, our company's stories have opened minds, inspired dreams, shown the world both as it is and how we wish it could be, and now more than ever before represent the incredible diversity of our society. We are telling important stories, raising voices, and I believe changing hearts and minds, he declared. Of note, Chapek is specifically saying that he wants to groom children from kindergarten through third grade in gender identity and sexual orientation in public schools, and that even if states like Florida ban it, they will do it through their content instead. If they want to groom your kids, it leads me to believe that they will also want to groom you as well. In fact, Chapek made it clear recently he wants adults to continue to watch their programming after they've put their kids to bed. He said, quote, "I always say that our fans and our audiences put their kids to bed at night after watching Pinocchio or Dumbo or Little Mermaid. They're probably not going to tune into another animated movie. They want something for them," unquote. Chapek is making it abundantly clear that he and Disney will indeed be making content to groom adults as well. So, to reiterate, if they are willing to publicly state that they want to groom not only children but adults via their content, it's not hard to believe that they would also employ bots on Twitter to protect and promote that content. What do you make of these accusations that Disney is employing bots to protect the Tales of the Jedi? Seems totally legit. I absolutely think they're doing well. I mean, there's no getting around it. I mean, it's not like those comments were, very similar. They're pretty much the same thing. I like the something something hating just to hate something something. That's going to be my new motto. I think I'm going to get that on a shirt. There's something something hating just to hate something something. But yeah, definitely Disney using bots, which is interesting because that's what they were, one of their criticisms with the fans was that the fans were all being trolls and using bots and all sorts of other shenanigans. And they said how wrong and how messed up it was and stuff like that. But here they are defending their show using the same bots. It's like when they accuse people of review bombing. They always point out the negative, like, oh, you just have a bunch of these trolls and ists and phobes going there and review bombing this show because it's got a strong whammon in it or something like that. But they never acknowledge the fact that you also have people that positively review bomb shows, that will give something a positive review simply to, quote unquote, get the trolls or get the ists and the phobes. So it's interesting that they would get busted like this. Anyway, like I said, I think I'm going to get a shirt. That shirt. Something, something, hating just to hate something, something. That seems like an awesome way to get through your day. Anyway, let me know what you think. I think Disney's using bots. You think it's far-fetched to think that Disney would use bots? Let me know down in the comments below. Remember to hit the like button if you liked what we talked about today. Remember to share the video and hit the notification bell. And above all else, please subscribe. Trying to build up those numbers, trying to get the reach out there further, trying new things. Some of you saw I dropped one of those YouTube shorts earlier when I was at my day job, and I was showing my channel on the computer and then my channel on this big 75-inch smart screen. That was kind of cool. Anyway, let me know what you think. Remember to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.